Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing better. I hope you're doing better than yesterday's abysmal day. What started off as a good day, you know, a nice Saturday, even though the weather was a bit shady over here. And then the cup final happened and it all just fell apart. It all just fell apart. And I'll be lying if I came on here and said, I feel great today. I don't. I still feel the hangover from yesterday. I still feel a bit dejected and just disappointed in the manner that we lost that game, you know. And I'm going to get more in depth into that for this video. Before I do though, I want to let you guys know today's video is brought to you and sponsored by the OneFootball app. Make sure you check out the link in the description. You can see it in its beauty right here with everything that you need to know in relation to your club or any other club in world football, whether it's in this country, another country, this continent, another continent, world football, whatever. You'll find it in the OneFootball app. Any news, any statistics, any videos, anything to do with football, you will find there. So make sure you download the OneFootball app. Link in the description. Enjoy. Basically, I thought it'd be wise to come on here today and set the record straight a little bit, because I did yesterday's video immediately after the game, and that was a direct reaction after the game had finished, exactly how I felt after the game had finished. And I don't want to come on here and say players don't care. That's not what I'm saying. I'm sure that these players that are playing for Chelsea Football Club care. I'm sure they are good professionals. I'm sure they are top professionals. And as I said yesterday, they are talented ballers, right? They are talented, good footballers at a high level. And I question their mentality. Not necessarily in the case of do they care or do they not care. No, I question their winning mentality. Are they able to keep... not just necessarily keep, but hit the pinnacle. You know, when it matters most, we get ourselves to a final. You can't just, you know, not show up to a final and completely undo all the work that you've done to get yourself to the final in the first place. That is where a winning mentality comes in, for you to make sure you get the result. Regardless, you're going to win. You're going to get to this final and then win it. Or at least you're going to show that you have thrown every single bit of yourself to get that trophy. Yesterday, I didn't feel like that was the case with Chelsea. And I'm not alone. Everyone that I've seen on socials and everyone that I've spoken to privately have said the same thing. That yesterday it just didn't look like we had any winning mentality whatsoever. It looked like we didn't actually want it that much. You know, we wanted it. I'm sure it'd be ludicrous to say that the players didn't want it, right? It'd be ludicrous to come on and say, oh, the players just took part in the final because, you know, for the occasion. Yeah. No. I'm sure they want to win. But there's a difference between wanting to win and going out and making sure you are going to win. There's a difference. There's many ballers and there's many footballers that will go and say, yeah, you know, I hope we win. And let's go out there and let's show what we can do. And then they go out there and then, you know, they try and they lose and it's, we lost, I'm gutted, I'm disappointed. And then there's those that will go out and they'll go, lads, we are going to win today. I don't care. We're going to go through everything that we have to do. We are going to win, right? And we haven't seen that collective leadership in a Chelsea team since JT. Didier Lamps. That's just the truth. You know, I saw a stat earlier on. I couldn't believe it. Actually, I saw it last night. We've lost 8 out of the last 11 finals we've been in. I mean, what's happened? Whoa, hang on. Step back. Step back. That's not the Chelsea I know. I'm sorry. That's not the Chelsea I know. And I didn't realise it was that bad. 8 out of 11 finals. We've lost. Lads, what's going on? What's going on? Every single final we used to get to, yes, we wouldn't win all of them, not 100%, you know, but we'd get to finals and everyone would be like, oh, you know what, I think Chelsea have got this. And chances are we had it. Chances are we had it. Why? Because we had a winning mentality. Now, I saw a picture of the goal yesterday, Chilwell's goal, and the celebrations. And I saw someone put out a tweet. And it was very fitting, and I have to say, it was a good tweet, but I think it was only half right. It was a tweet of the picture of the lad celebrating, and you see Chilwell, Giroud's gone mental, Reece James is behind him screaming like a lion. And the caption read, you know, you're telling me that these lads didn't want to win. These lads don't care. Look at this. They do. And I hear that. But a winning mentality doesn't come from the good moments. Everyone can go, yes, come on, let's have it when it's all going well. Even in a game, I'm talking micro details now, not macro details, the micro detail. In a game, you have good moments and bad moments. That winning mentality gets players to make sure that in those bad moments of a game where all of a sudden your opposition are starting to dominate the game. One of your colleagues, one of your teammates has made a mistake. You've given away possession in a dangerous area. Little moments like that. That's where the collective effort comes in and the concentration kicks in and everyone is there fully in the moment to make sure that we prevent anything from happening. That's the winning mentality. Yesterday, we didn't have that. I mean, look at the build-up to the goal, and that speaks volumes in itself. Even in terms of really taking that risk, and we're 1-0 down, and it's not going well, that's where the winning mentality kicks in. Not when it's going well. Not when it's 0-0, and it looks like we're dominating the game. That's not when the winning mentality comes in. The winning mentality comes in when it's not looking good. Not necessarily in terms of the whole game. If you look at our previous teams that we've had, again with JT and Lamps and Didier and all of that, we've had bad moments with them. We haven't had just absolute golden moments throughout every single game, every single season. No. There have been games where it looks like we need to make a comeback, or there's been games where it's been difficult and it's very cagey. But we come out on top. We come out on top. And it's that leadership that we lack. And it's that desire to go, yeah, you know what? I don't care now. We're going to throw everything. It doesn't look like we have that. Everyone has seen that Tottenham documentary, All or Nothing, which was a great documentary from Amazon, by the way. And I think I speak for everyone when I can say it was hilarious for us Chelsea supporters. And for everyone, it was a fantastic doc. But Jose Mourinho in that said one thing, and I know many can criticise his managerial style now in the modern game compared to 15 years ago when it worked, and I understand that. And I do think there are elements that he does which still does work, but in terms of the profile of players in today's game, he lacks to evolve with the profile of players in today's game. But again, this comes back to my point in terms of leadership and you know, really showing the grit and the desire when it's not going so well. I remember in that documentary when he perfectly said to his team that, you know, you can't be nice guys. He said, all of you, you're good footballers, you're top footballers, and you're a good team, and you're good players, but you're all really nice guys. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but for 90 minutes, you can't be nice. You can't be nice. You have to be a bunch of... And there's a word that he says that I can't say on here. If not, I think my video will probably get taken down. Definitely demonetized. And I don't want to do that. Thanks to Jose Mourinho. But he says you have to be a bunch of... You know what I'm saying? And it's true. For 90 minutes, you need to be that. You need to be. Especially in a final. Especially in a final where it's your entire journey at stake. It's the season at stake. Now, what I ask of these players is show to me and show to all of us that yesterday was just one day at the office where you guys just didn't show enough. Simple as that. And maybe on Tuesday you prove that you can claw a result against Leicester, because that's a must win. West Brom Liverpool are currently playing, that's 1-1. If Liverpool get a result and they win, they're 1 point behind us with 2 games to go. It's up to Chelsea now against Leicester, that same team that just beat us yesterday, to go to Stamford Bridge and make sure we get 3 points. Make sure. There's no option here. You're getting 3 points. And then the Aston Villa game, the same scenario. That way we nail top 4. And then the Champions League final is the one where you can correct everything we saw yesterday. You go out there and you show us that you can win the biggest of them all. We'll let yesterday slide. Simple as that. We'll let it slide. It happens. It happens. But my concern now, my worry is that this is becoming a bit of a recurring theme. And I don't like it. And I think in the summer, depending on the outlook of this season and depending on how we end, but in the summer, if we don't really get the results we need, if we were to fall out the top 4, if we don't win the Champions League final, there might need to be some new recruitments. Players that don't have to be the best in ability, but players that know that they have that heart desire and they go out there to literally leave everything on the line. We have a lot of nice guys in our team. And as good as that is, off the pitch, on the pitch, that needs to change. And I trust Thomas Tuchel to fully understand that and to fully change that around. Because I know he is a disciplinarian, he's someone that doesn't take any crap, and it's as simple as that. When you need to step up, you step up. And I think Thomas Tuchel is the man to steer us in the right direction. You have to understand he's only been here 5 months though. So we'll give him that extra time and we'll give him that space for him to work on the team and hopefully get the targets that he wants through the door in order to change this mentality around from 8 losses in 11 finals to hopefully winning nearly every single final we get into going forward from now on. Fingers crossed. Now, before I end this video, I have received a few messages from a few of you, and I thought I'd address this. We've all seen what's been happening over in Palestine, Israel, the bombings, the raids, the settlers kicking people out of their houses, all sorts. And I've had a few messages that have been brought to my attention where it shows, and I'm going to show you the article, where Roman Abramovich apparently has himself funded, over the last 15 years, funded the main settler group that have kicked Palestinians out of their houses. And this is what led to the conflict that we're now seeing. Not even a conflict. I mean, to the massacres and the craziness that we're seeing going on now. This is the article, and I'm going to leave you with just a quick 1-minute message after this that I think should, you know, really put our perspective on the line here. So, this is the article. Leaks show Chelsea owner Abramovich funded Israeli settler group. Russian oligarch firms donated £74 million to Elad, who are accused of trying to seize Palestinian neighborhoods. Now, this is the article. You can go and read it for yourself. The leaked documents were uncovered by BBC News Arabic. That is where these leaks have come from. And it shows that Roman Abramovich has funded up to £74 million over the last 15 years to Elad, this group that initiates settlers in specifically eastern Jerusalem, where there's loads of Palestinian neighborhoods, to kick Palestinians out of their houses and take over those houses immediately and leaving them just on the streets, I guess. My view on this, because a few of you have messaged saying, Younes, what can we do about this? We can't let this stand. You know, Roman owns a club. I want to say this. As much as I am an advocate for the Palestinian cause, I support the Palestinian cause, and I support the struggle that they're going through. And, that, you know, this isn't a religious thing. This isn't a political thing even. This is a human rights thing. This is just being a humanitarian issue where there's a complete unjust scenario going on now where Palestinians are getting killed left, right and centre for things like this that initiates, you know, settlers kicking Palestinians out of their homes. In Jerusalem, we saw what happened earlier last week, which started this whole craziness that we've been seeing over the last nearly 2 weeks. Now, Roman Abramovich may fund this group and has done for the last 15 years. Should that impact our support for Chelsea Football Club? No. Because let's have it right. Roman Abramovich may be doing that out of his own money. I'm in no position to tell Roman where he can't spend money. That's his money, right? Do I agree with it? No. If this is the case and he's been funding Elad, I'm completely against what he's doing. Completely against. I understand why though. I understand his view. You have to understand, he is a Russian Jew. He is an Israeli citizen. If he thinks to himself that's right, I can't say don't do that. That's what he's doing. Am I against it? Yes. So what I would say is, Roman Abramovich may be the owner of Chelsea the business, not Chelsea the football club. Because the truth of the matter is, just like Ken Bates was owner of Chelsea at one time, he's no longer the owner anymore, but Chelsea still exists. Roman Abramovich is owner of Chelsea Football Club, the business, the asset. He owns the asset. But there's going to come a time when he even disappears, or he sells, or he passes away, or whatever, and Chelsea will remain. Just like Chelsea has been around since 1905. You can't buy Chelsea. So what I would say is, support your team. Support the lads. Support Chelsea, the football club. But if you have an issue with Roman Abramovich doing what he's doing, don't put any of your money into the club. It's as simple as that. Don't buy Chelsea merchandise. Don't put any, don't fund anything to do with Chelsea. But still support the team. You can do that. If you're worried that your money might be going to his pocket, which he then uses to then fund an Israeli settler group like Elad, don't put your money in. That doesn't mean don't support Chelsea, because he isn't Chelsea. He isn't Chelsea Football Club. No one is Chelsea Football Club. Not even me, you, any of the fans are Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea Football Club is its own entity, and it will always remain. Before us, after us, in years to come, when we're all gone, it will still be here. And there will be new players playing for Chelsea Football Club. And that is just something that no one can change. Even with Roman Abramovich and his billions, he can't buy that. No one can buy that. So make sure you differentiate Chelsea the football club and Chelsea the business. You don't want to fund Chelsea the business, don't put your money into it. But do support your team. And do support Chelsea. Because Roman, as much as good that he's done for Chelsea Football Club as a whole, I'm not taking that away from him. He's been a good owner. The Chelsea Football Club, Chelsea, the team, you can't buy that. No one can. So support your team. But if you have a problem with him, don't buy any Chelsea merchandise. It's as simple as that. That's the only thing I can suggest to you. You've got to differentiate politics from football. And that's the key. That's the key. So that would be my stand. But, as I've said, my solidarity is with the Palestinian struggle. And I really, really, really hope that we get to see a solution to this very, very soon. Fingers crossed. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in relation to Chelsea's FA Cup performance yesterday going forward. And make sure you tune in for Chelsea Women, the watch-along, Champions League final, which I will be doing later today. So if you're seeing this video today on the day of its upload, then make sure you tune into the Champions League final, the women's one, the watch-along that I'm going to be doing for it. Chelsea Women take on Barcelona Femini, and hopefully Chelsea get some silverware, and they prove to the men's team how to play in a flipping final. So go on, ladies. You have my support. Hopefully we get some silverware, and then we look forward to the men's Champions League final. But thank you all so much for watching. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to download the One Football app, and I will see all of you tomorrow for the preview to Chelsea versus Leicester Part 2, where hopefully men show up. Yeah? Men show up. Not just, participate. Show up. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.